Oh yeah, it's an Android. You can't do that. I'm like, we carry computers in our pockets. Ask your grandpa 40 years ago, could you do jack shit?
Yo, pull out that fax.
You legit had to go to a store 10 minutes away. You had to walk there.
All right.
You don't look at the piece of paper, man.
Court, now is now the time. We can discuss this when the microphone's on. What's up, everybody? We're back. Another episode. Episode 6? We're on episode 6.
Yeah, I believe so. Episode 6.
Episode 6. We're doing great. Please hold the kit. Yeah, this one, we are having separate microphones.
Separate microphones.
That's right. We're moving up in the game. Actually, Courtney just forgot the regular microphones, and now we're just doing a dual-wield contraption. The cameras are kind of janky. Our GoPro's being held up by a wallet on a doorknob, and there's a leg missing on the tripod.
You're only getting better from here.
It only gets better from here. You know, but we don't come here for the equipment. We come here for the people, and I think that's, you can't be judging us on all this stuff because we're coming out here doing all this hard work, putting all this hard effort just for you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and a lot of you don't even want to thank us. No, I'm kidding.
Be thankful.
We humble ourselves. I'm kidding. I really appreciate anybody who's watching. If you're listening to us on Spotify, thank you. Thank you for running up the numbers, as the kids say.
Yes, sir.
Right, we're banging.
Run the numbers up.
Yeah, run the numbers up. We're on fire. This week's been crazy. Our TikTok has been blowing up. That's right. A lot of y'all I want to shout out a couple people that told me I would be nothing. Fuck you, Justin. All right.
Justin.
Yeah, fuck you, Vinny. Johnny.
Already see.
Yeah. And if your name's Calvin Klein, fuck you. All of y'all said that we would be nothing. And guess what? Now I have 130 followers on TikTok.
Yes,
you know what that
sir.
makes me? A certified hoe. That's right. Now that you want to say anything? Now we got fans. We got a follower.
We got 11K followers. That's a lie.
That's a
11K plays. I got 11K plays on my video.
Yeah, that's right. After we get, we started off this week with 8 followers on the TikTok. Now we're at 130. And guess what?
I think it was even 6.
Yeah. We don't even know how number was. But guess what? Our ego is up now. And if you want to be like us now, you should have rocked with us at 8.
Thanks, man. If you want to claim you're an OG, you should have been here 4 days ago, man.
Oh, man. I can't take myself seriously.
But fully serious.
Fully serious. We do thank everybody who actually like our TikTok. And please follow our TikTok account, even though we're not TikTokers. We're a podcast guy. Coinbase did comment. Can you believe that Coinbase themselves, the company that everybody uses, fucking commented on our podcast.
See, I believe Coinbase.
Thank you, Gary Gensler, again. Did we say, is it, no, fuck you, not Gary. Thank you, Brian Armstrong.
Gary.
Fuck you.
If you're a double agent, you're doing real great.
Yeah.
If you're not a double agent, fuck you.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you again, Coinbase, for liking our podcast. If you're watching this,
thank you.
Please hire us. We're still here.
You can take your time.
No, you don't have to reach us for us now. You can reach us in a year. We'll still be fans. We're still using your platform every day. The numbers are still running down on your platform, but that's all right. You can't control that. You're just showing us what's what.
I'm like, they don't control the prices. Yo, Coinbase, you doing this to us?
Oh man, yeah.
Where my money at? Bitcoin's down, bro. I took out a loan off my Bitcoin on your shit, and this shit going down, man. Don't liquidate me, man.
I just want to say one more thing. Thank you. I actually got approved for my Coinbase credit card, debit card this week. That's right. I waited a couple months, but I knew that TikTok blew up, and I knew y'all knew I was real.
They were like, we gotta give them this.
Yeah. And you know what? I think that's like the first. That's our first sponsorship. That they didn't even pay me, but you know what? We're gonna say it. Please use Coinbase. Use our referral codes. Link in bio.
Yes, sir. Link in bio. Is the link ever in the bio though?
Yeah. Yo, I really be putting it. If anyone cares, on a side note, I do edit these all together. I'm the one behind the camera and our marketing team. Actually, Courtney is on
marketing, editing, recording.
Our creative team is all in the same room. If you want to meet our marketing team, we're right here. Who else? If you want to meet the people behind the camera,
we're here.
We're right here. We're all here.
I'm here.
This is
I'm back there.
This is a 2-man army.
Yes, sir.
Eventually, maybe we'll get a third person, but that's just jokes for now.
Where's my intern?
Yeah. Actually, if anyone wants to, we'll keep this in. If anyone wants to intern for us, please. Interns. We're being serious.
We got endless work.
You know
how much research I be doing?
Yeah, you can help.
I research too much.
Yeah, you can help us with research.
I can't keep it organized.
We can teach you how to work a camera.
That's why we need it in podcast form.
Yeah, we can teach you how to work a camera. We can teach you how to edit. And we can teach you how to blow up on social media because
this is my personal archive of knowledge. This isn't even for you. This is so that I can learn from myself in the future.
That's right.
There's too much shit we're learning.
That's right. We're not gonna pay you. We're not gonna pay you whatsoever right now. But we're gonna teach you in knowledge. And I think if all goes well, maybe you can get a stake in this podcast DAO we're working on, and eventually you could also be a co-host of one of the podcasts because maybe that's what we're missing. Maybe 2 dudes. Everyone always expects 2 dudes, but now 2 dudes and a girl. I think that's a trifecta that we all been waiting for. And stop throwing the microphone. All right, let's get to serious. I feel like we've been digging around for a little bit, but the week's been good. The market's been shot still. Bitcoin right now is at 3,800, and Ethereum's running at a price of 2,700.
I'm like that's better than what it was.
That's better than what it was.
I think Ethereum was like 24, Bitcoin was like 30, 32, 37, 38. That's close to 40. I don't know. I feel like people were thinking it was all over.
Yeah, and
close to 40.
And what everybody keeps thinking is the Coinbase is not Coinbase. Sorry, the crypto's been down, and everyone thinks it's time to pull out. It's the end of crypto. But guess what? The world is moving more digital, all right? It's only going to upgrade, and it's only going to go up from here. There's no such thing as down in this crypto world. Well, except maybe right now. But
only prices. Innovation doesn't slow down.
Yeah,
bro.
Innovation
prices
doesn't slow
down.
We're not going to not learn how to fly. We know how to build an airplane. Then we built a jet. Then we went to space. What's after space? Fucking intergalactic Federation front. And I guess we could say intergalactic domination.
Come on.
Yeah, if anyone from Mars is watching this,
I'm sorry, man.
We're coming after you.
You gotta bring something to the table, man.
Yeah, we're drinking coffee today in these mugs. It
was good ass coffee.
Yeah, I've been running a hangover for the last day. My head's fine, but my ass is not. But yeah, man, the last episode, I think we covered a lot of finance stuff. So if you really watched that episode, thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
We really appreciate it. We're glad that you're learning the basics one step at a time. But you know what? We're not here to talk about that today.
We're talking
about the Bitcoin and Ethereum, the main things that everybody knows, everybody in the world, and as of 2020.
They know how it works.
And especially during quarantine, all of you motherfuckers now heard of it.
Yeah?
Right? You've seen it on the news.
Yo, with those NFT things?
That's right. NFTs.
They might run on something.
Yeah, that's right. But we'll get into that. Everyone's doing it. Celebrities. You've seen. If you haven't heard anything about crypto,
they got Marvel.
And this
NFTs.
is your first episode,
they got monkeys.
I'm glad you're starting with us. They do got monkeys, and those monkeys are worth. Those monkeys are worth more than any amount of money that we will make. This room is worth a monkey. Think about that. That's right. There's also a picture of a rock out there that is worth more than every piece of clothing that is being worn in this room.
Yeah.
So please,
ain't on today.
So please remember, digital. It's only going more digital from here.
You can make that change. Break your social media addictions. Get off this platform right now. Prove to me that we don't need digital.
Yeah, you come out. You send me your messenger pigeon, and I'll listen. As we're saying, Bitcoin and Ethereum are the big main ones, and everybody always asks us, what is Bitcoin and what is Ethereum? Because at the end of the day, we can tell you what cryptocurrency is, and we can give you.
Ask about Doge. I know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, I guess people really ask about Doge. Don't believe in Doge. I'm not an anti-Doge person. If you want to come at me in the comment section, please go right ahead.
We got Doge TikTok coming out soon.
Yeah, we'll make an episode about why we don't believe in Doge. If you believe in Doge,
tiny bit of faith now, as of recent.
Well, I guess because now it's they're trying to do something.
Yeah, they're
We'll get into that. It's a meme coin, but
it was an abandoned project that everybody was like, "Oh, yo, it has a dog on it. Let's put money in it." And I was like, I did this in middle school. Why are you blowing up? Everyone stopped working on this. Why is it blowing up?
Yeah.
The power of memes, bro.
Yeah, the social media really runs a lot of it. Right now, like ever since we started this podcast, my Instagram ads have only been NFT projects, and I can't tell half the time.
Man.
Can't tell half the time if it's either like a scam, but if like I always trust like Instagram. So like you know what I mean, like if it's on Instagram, like they paid for the ad and it like looks clean. But also, scams are also cleanable too. Like
you pay money, your scam looks as good as a real project. Like it's people making things, man.
But as to what Bitcoin is, it's a coin, but none of us carry it. It's we'll never see it. No one's ever gonna see it. Ethereum, we'll never see it, but we own it. Like, it's in the sky. It's like this coronavirus. You just gotta believe it's there.
It's there. You don't see it. But it's there. Yeah.
Right now we have a team of medics behind the camera actually holding us down and spraying down the room with disinfectant. But that's that. So to explain Bitcoin in a simple way, it's morely of how would you hold on, I wrote this down. Bitcoin is more of a software protocol. That's like the basics of like what it is.
Yeah, it's legit just it's code.
It's literally coding. And what
exists.
Yeah, and what it is that Bitcoin is run by the people. Like, if it wasn't for us or anybody else, like there's no one running like Bitcoin on its own.
Someone mining Bitcoin?
Yeah, anyone
They're running Bitcoin.
Yeah, anyone who's mining Bitcoin, they're just basically bank robbers, but legalized bank robbers. You want to talk? You want to go into that?
Yeah. If you are the bank and a bank robber at the same time, yeah.
Yeah, that's called fucking Fortune 500.
Yeah, so Bitcoin mining, how it works, we're going to get into it.
Yeah, so Bitcoin basically is a token, non-fungible token that it runs up on the...
It is fungible.
Right. So it's a fungible token that runs on the people. And as like it depends on the people how low they want to sell the price and of how high the price is being sold at. And what's cool about it is that it's all for us. Like it's all decentralized and encrypted. So like everything that's run on Bitcoin is like encrypted enough so it's safe for you and like your safety on the cyber web. You want to add anything?
As you said, yeah, everything you put on, it's encrypted, etc., etc. The whole privacy, security, and anonymity stuff. It's kind of like if you interact with crypto and blockchain and Bitcoin and blah, blah, blah. It's just a bunch of addresses doing things with a bunch of other addresses. So like there's a clear trace of everything that happens, but whether or not you know who did it is kind of just up to the person who like did the action. I could be 0xFB1137QRSTUV and no one knows that that's me unless I go, hey, this is me. I did all of these things.
That's right.
So you can just interact using these networks being completely anonymous. Just, yeah, that's kind of just
and if you really don't feel safe, even when it comes anonymously, you can also buy like Bitcoin. You can use Bitcoin to buy VPNs, and like that would make you double anonymous if anything. Like you really want to be safe out there. Like it's crazy. This cyber world is going nuts. All right. If you want to be really, really safe, you can go get yourself a VPN. You could. There's a lot of stuff you can do for your privacy and security. More people should be taking it seriously. As everybody knows, Bitcoin is run on electricity, and so is Ethereum.
Uses electricity.
And now with this new Web3, everyone's been like worried about like the amount of electricity, like the electricity bills going up, and like how much power everything's using, and it's actually bad for the environment. Which, in sort of a way, like, we can't, everything's bad for the environment.
It sort of is, and it's kind of like it's the cost of it existing, essentially. Like, if you want to make sure that every single transaction that ever happens on this network isn't happening, there needs to be some way of agreeing that a certain thing happened. And that's actually the backbone of every single blockchain. It's pretty much just like, how do we verify that everything that's ever happened here is, like, verified and trusted by anyone who wants to go use this thing in the future? That's pretty much all the blockchains are, and then they pretty much just set up a financial way for you to like be motivated to do what needs to be done. So if we want to make sure that like, oh, I could send you a Bitcoin, you could send me a Bitcoin, we need one, a way for everybody to know that actually happened, and then two, a way for that system to just exist forever. The way they do that's obviously the mining fees and the transaction fees, and then just the process of mining in general.
Yeah, that's all like saved on a blockchain. And we went back on the first episode and we explained what a blockchain was. It's basically the file history of everything. Just think of it like your Windows Explorer, and you go through your folders and everything's listed in chronological order. But nothing can be moved. Everything's just set in stone. I'm sort of,
because you could change the files, but like I get like the fact that like if you delete a file, there'll be logs somewhere on the computer like, oh, it was deleted from this location. Like somewhere on the computer it goes, oh, delete, and like there's history of it being deleted. We won't see it, but it happened. So it works out like that.
And what's cool about it is right now, a big thing that's happening with Bitcoin is that a lot of people are mining it. It's we used to have miners that did the gold rush. Now there's virtual miners doing the virtual gold rush, I guess, at this point, right?
Pretty much.
I guess we can call it that. And what it is basically people are just using computers to make themselves money. Imagine just turning on your computer and just running all day, and you're just racking up your bills. You're not making that much depending on what you have, but like back in I think a couple years ago, before when Bitcoin was like not that high, it was easier to run these miners on like low-end computers and just regular laptops. But nowadays it's like you have to have high graphics cards and like some good for Bitcoin itself, like they make their own Bitcoin miners.
Yeah, they're called ASIC miners. Yeah, they're just their own standalone computers.
Our friend William, we're not gonna give full names. Actually has our own miner, has been mining Bitcoin or Ethereum.
Yeah, he's mining Ethereum, but it's the same thing, proof of work. We'll go over that later.
Yeah, so basically, like he's making I don't know all the logistics of it, but he is making a certain amount of money like a week, and it does like cost money. But in the end,
it's the electricity.
Yeah, it does raise the one thing about these miners is it does raise your electricity bill. And that's the one thing that people are worrying about. But also, if you have a good enough miner, you can eventually it will pay for itself.
Yeah, like it pays for itself in real time usually. Like electricity usually isn't too expensive depending on where you live. Like I think where I live, I think it's like 12 to 15 cents per like kilowatt hour or whatever. And like I was doing the math, and having miners would actually like be profitable for me. Like the electricity's cheap enough that it'll work out. The only thing is the trees in my backyard, it won't get enough time of sunlight for it to work out, because I think the sun rises where the trees are and it sets in front of the house. So it's just like legit trees and blockage why it wouldn't work out for me getting them.
I don't know I don't know the electricity place. I don't know the electricity charge of this.
Yeah, but mining for most people is just straight profitable just because of electricity costs. Like you got to be living in like a real high cost electricity place for it not to work out with the current Bitcoin prices.
But what Bitcoin mining is basically it takes records of like transactions, groups them together to make a thing called a ledger. Well, it puts all this information on a ledger between like the information like of a seller and the receiver, and what this ledger all connects onto a blockchain. And what the miner does is that it creates it creates a hedge, right?
Well, they're solving like for the transactions. Like I don't know, they kind of just randomly like each transaction. There's like just a math problem to do attached with the transaction, and the computer pretty much just needs to like run and figure out the transaction. When I say transaction, but it's the random hash. Once it like finishes,
hash,
that was what you were looking for.
The word is hash. If anyone to continue our sentence,
hash is literally just it's mathematical. Like the word lamp. If you put it through like a bunch of math, you could be like, oh, L is for 4, A is for 1. And like you could just translate it, and hashing is pretty much just untranslating something else.
Yeah, it's basically like figuring out binary code.
Yeah, kind of, because it has set rules. Like it's not like it's truly random. Like it's just mathematically scrambled very hard. So
and these miners decode basically the blockchain, and basically in a certain amount of time they will give you a correct chain link to add to your blockchain, and when you get that when that time happens, you get paid.
Yeah, pretty much.
Money goes to your wallet. And isn't that crazy? The money goes to your wallet.
The mining wallet.
Yeah, money goes to a mining wallet, but it still goes to your wallet. Like
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of cool. Like people are just like sitting there at home and just letting these computers run and just letting money just sit. Imagine
exactly.
Money just comes while they're sleeping. Like it's kind of wild, isn't it? But it does take a lot of computer power, and nowadays, especially with all these, like with the height of Bitcoin.
It's more like, it's not like just the cost for doing it. Like, because so many people are, because literally like nations are doing it now.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of El Salvador.
El Salvador is doing a great thing.
I'm saying it's an exaggeration. It's so. Like it's not like, oh, governments themselves are like, yeah, we're going to be running these facilities, except for El Salvador. They're doing that.
They're running on volcanoes.
Yes, sir. Imagine being like, we got volcanoes. Let's just strap some Bitcoin miners to this shit. Like,
boom.
Money. Passive generation. Pretty much to recap the whole mining thing. So yeah, the transactions come in. I send Dave a Bitcoin. He sends me a Bitcoin. Whatever happens, those transactions are just like dehashed by the miners. Once like that race to go unhash it gets done, they add it to the blockchain. Every block of transactions, pretty much when they dehash the hashes to like validate the transactions, all those transactions get added up into a block, and you can just think of a block as just like
a folder.
Yeah, pretty much. And it just has the information of the block itself. It's like, oh, how much size, like how much of the space has been like occupied, like what comes before it. Just a bunch of details about the block just get stored, and then each new block can only get added to the previous block that's existed. So it's a constant race to just validate the transactions, put it into a block, and then add the new block onto the previous block. And the way that it keeps it safe is, since everybody's doing the same work for the same transactions, if you get it wrong, everyone knows you got it wrong, because there's just 99.99% of the rest of the transactions happening that are saying this happened while you're saying that happened. So hypothetically, let's say a group organizes and 20% of the total people mining Bitcoin all want to say that, like, okay, so we did these transactions, but we didn't do these transactions, like they're trying to cover it up. They wouldn't be able to carry it out, because you would need 51% of the network to agree with your scam to carry it out.
Which is a lot of people to convince of a lie.
Yeah, because if you think about it, there's the whole thing with China needing to take down their Bitcoin miners. The amount of miners that got taken down in China has already been like rebuilt. Like all the machines running in China have already been like taken down and rebuilt in other countries. So like you gotta like really think about that. Like there's huge amount of people mining out there, and like the amount of money people are willing to like put to building these machines and such, it's noticeable. Like it's a real thing that you could notice in real time. If somebody really wanted to do a hostile takeover of Bitcoin, you would see like, no, but realistically,
I
you need like nations worth of money, because you got to think, okay, all of these computers, we're in a chip shortage right now. Where are you getting all those chips to run all those computers? You need to go to China and be like, yeah, we want an exclusive deal for like all the chips for like the next 3 years.
We're on an everything shortage. There's a coin shortage, chip shortage. Like what's going on over here? It's 2022 now. Like, get our money up. Get our chips up.
Yes, sir.
Basically, mining is also the main component of running Bitcoin. Like the Bitcoin miners,
because you run the transactions. That's how people know this shit happened.
Yeah, but mining isn't always going to be here forever. But it is predicted that there's going to only be 21 million Bitcoins produced. Right?
Well, we'll need to figure that part out. But what he's saying, it makes sense. It's
21. So what is predicted is that Bitcoin is shooting to only make 21 million of itself.
There's only 21 million Bitcoin total, and they give out a certain amount for people mining.
Yeah. But it's predicted by the year 2140 that it's going to hit its limit, and eventually mining is just going to be I can't tell you what's going to happen.
Pretty much we just run out of the money that we need to pay to people to run the network.
Yeah.
But like the thing is, by the time this is projected. Like, by the time that happens, Bitcoin should be such a high price that the people getting paid to do it are legit just getting a couple mil to, like, split up however they split up. Like, it's going to be more than... Like, by that point, we might be pricing things in different currencies anyway, so a mil might not even be a mil. We might be like, oh, yeah, 3 Bitcoin, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
like, it just depends on how the stuff evolves. Like, it's interesting to think about. It's also how you could kind of trust that it'll stay alive, because for it to exist, people need to get paid for validating the transactions. People are going to validate the transactions because they want to get paid for doing it. It's pretty much like a positive reinforcement loop. Like, you want to use it for whatever benefit you want to use the crypto or blockchain for. People are paid to keep it up, and those people getting paid to keep it up, like for example for Bitcoin, when the miners get paid to validate transactions, they're just sitting on this money. you'd probably want to sell the money. They usually sell to exchanges. That's how money usually gets onto exchanges.
Yes, sir.
And then we usually end up buying it from the exchanges, like Coinbase. And that's kind of like how the whole ecosystem kind of just goes. Miners are validating transactions, make sure that there's a clear history of everything that's happened.
Yeah, miners are basically like the foundation of this whole like.
Yeah.
It's basically a whole Ponzi scheme, but in a good way.
Everything's a Ponzi scheme, essentially. Like, you break down the U.S. government, like, it used to be gold. Now it's not gold. We used to say, we were like, yes, all your money's backed up by this hard thing. There's only so much of this one thing.
And then we just kind of disbanded it.
We were like, oh, yeah, we're spending way too much money and losing this way too fast. Let's not lose it as fast and be like, hey, yo, yeah, the money's backed by you trusting us to have enough money.
Oh, man. But that's someone opened the door. But yeah, to finish, I think to wrap this up, the one thing we can't say is that, you know, Bitcoin is one of the origins, and it's a good safe bet if you want to really just start getting into crypto. It's the best. It's like your best long-term investment out of all these, because we know the most out of it, and it's one of the originals. Do you know who created Bitcoin? Do we know that? Or
Satoshi Nakamoto, the pseudonymous unknown founder of Bitcoin that a bunch of people claim to be, but nobody just wants to do the 3 seconds worth of work to prove that it's actually them.
But you know what? We'll thank you, Satoshi. Well, thank you, Satoshi. But you know, Satoshi is not.
May or may not be one person or multiple people.
It could. No, you think it imagine it's just a group. It's anonymous. Imagine it's just anonymous. Like it's running by.
People think the government created Bitcoin to have a bet against themselves, so that if they mess up the currency, there's a fallback current. Well,
we're literally in that. Like, what day is it? It's the 31st. I think Biden. Well, we're not going to get political here, but I think Biden, like, I think this weekend or like a couple days before the weekend, he announced that he wanted to try to regulate Bitcoin because we're in a national security.
Yeah, but
I like to see you try.
That's what they're all saying.
I like to see you try.
The IMF is like, oh, because
what microphone you talking into? Like, feel like a rapper. Like,
I was just about to quote someone. I shouldn't quote. Lost my train of thought.
The SEC don't follow me.
The SEC don't follow me. Nah, but
What do you want to say? We brought up the Biden thing. He wanted to regulate it. That's all.
Oh yeah.
What do you want to like? We can finish on this. Like, what's our closing statement with that?
Regulations can only do so much. These networks stay alive as long as people are getting paid. If they really wanted to take down blockchain and crypto, like as we said before, there are people running machines in their houses. They would literally need to be like, stop running these machines in your houses. How would they enforce that? They would legit need to like try to like get your internet service provider to like ban you. So they would need to try to either cut out your internet, cut out your electricity. Like they would need to be taking.
There's a lot of steps before this.
Yeah, like you really gotta be motivated to take out these networks if you want to take them out, because you gotta be like, hey, person with your own property running your shit on your own electricity. Yeah, like please stop doing that, please. And it's like you could try to penalize them.
They're not gonna say please. They're just gonna do it.
Like, yeah, like, and China. We know China's. How many times has China banned Bitcoin?
My microphone is on the phone. China has banned Bitcoin, I think, more times than I have toes on my feet.
Yeah, legitimately. Like, they try to ban it so many times, and I still be seeing Chinese tweets. Like, they're clearly doing stuff.
They're trying to get rid of it. But listen, man, you can't stop upgrading. Like
if people are gonna use the internet, they're gonna use the internet. Like, you could do shit. There's VPNs that exist. Like
yeah, so we're in a too fucked up place like that.
There be girls dating people in China. You know, my mans can't communicate. He gets on a VPN, boom, they're able to communicate. Like,
that's right. Start getting your international girlfriends, because that is a better investment than all of this. Remember, if you can pay your girls in Bitcoin, she's gonna be a happy wife. Like, I'm kidding.
I'll go with it.
I'm kidding. Yeah, we'll go with it. Like as the two single guys in the room.
Happy Bitcoin, happy life.
Yeah, happy Bitcoin, happy life.
Happy Bitcoin, happy wife.
That's
happy
right.
Life.
Yeah, right. Like,
put that on a shirt.
Put that. Yeah. Merchant link in bio.
Link in bio. Metafactory, get on this.
Oh man! All right, but in all seriousness,
shout out Metafactory.
In all seriousness, yeah, Bitcoin is upgrading too much that it's really hard to even stop it at this point. Like, it's kind of a monster we created, and it's just too much. Like, you can't end it.
Yeah,
it's like Thanos getting like all. It's like Thanos getting all the fucking emeralds. Like, what? All the gems, right? Fuck everyone. Anyone who watches Marvel is gonna hate that like comment, but
bro, I'm into Marvel either. Like, what these people.
But yeah, like it's just like he has all the power. Like, they have all the power, and you know, as
it's code. It just lives,
and you know, you can't stop it. But you know what else is code? Ethereum. Now that we get Ethereum is one of those is another part of these is a network. It's another network of blockchains, and you know this one.
Well, it's one blockchain right now.
Well, it's one blockchain, but we're working on Ethereum 2.0. But we'll get into that in a second. Ethereum, basically, it's a blockchain that runs. It has what makes it different is that it has smart contracts.
Yeah.
Which basically, for a simple term, smart contracts are code that you can it's like a robot that you can code into like the system.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, right. Like I think that's a simple way for like people to understand it.
Like, imagine an on-off switch. You're just trying to program an on-off switch. Just imagine like, oh, I don't know, you pay to turn it on and off. Like, that's pretty much how it works. Like, you just program it to do what you wanted to do, and then it just does it. You could be like, oh, okay, so that light switch, when I put in a Bitcoin, the light switch, like this motor turns on, this motor turns, and that ends up turning off the light. Like, that's a smart contract. It just exists on Ethereum, and as long as anybody like does whatever the input like it needs, it'll just do the output. Like,
yeah,
it's
that's
just a simple...
and with the terms of with the invention of the smart contracts on Ethereum, it adds so much to the platform. There's NFTs that come with it. There's its own metaverses that run on it. DeFi. There's a lot. I just you know, it does so much. But what's crazy about it is that it's the smallest part. Like, it's like one of the like not the best blockchain for running things wise, because since it was one of the first. It wasn't intended to get this. Like, no one expected it to get big, so it kind of just expected to run slow. So Ethereum now.
It didn't run slow.
Well, it like ran good because they didn't know how many people were going to be.
Exactly. Like, if you plan for 300 people to be at a wedding, and then there's 100,000 people at the wedding, you run into some issues with like spacing, organizing, you know, doing everything.
Yeah. It's like it wasn't. They didn't expect how big it would get. And you know what? According to the legends, his name is Vitalik Buterin.
Yep.
Gavin Woods is also a co-founder of Ethereum, but we just want to talk about Vitalik for a second. The way in 2015, they released Ethereum network onto Web3 or the internet, I guess at this point. But the whole reasoning is that he was a World of Warcraft player. And his account actually just got taken away. Like the company,
I think he lost his character somehow.
Yeah, they just said fuck you,
as the legend says.
Yeah, as the legend said. Do not quote us. We're on the trustmebro.com news.
Trust me, bro.
Yeah.
He lost his character, and he was like, these corporations will never take away my property again. I am building an entire universe where if you're taking the shit away, 51% of the rest of the people who exist in this bitch need to say that you took it away.
Yeah. So basically, he created his own world, like to counteract World of Warcraft. So World of Warcraft. Thank you for taking away this guy's account, because you inspired greatness. You inspired the future, and I think a lot of people with World of Warcraft accounts really inspire the future. I think in the fitness industry, there's a guy named Ziz. Like, he sold his World of Warcraft account for $500 and got a gym membership. I mean, ended up becoming one of the best fitness influencers in the game. So
that's a story right there.
So I mean,
I never knew that one.
Yeah. So guess what? Thank you, World of Warcraft, for getting rid of our accounts.
Thank you, World of Warcraft,
for getting rid of taking nerds and making them into IT majors.
IT majors, life majors.
Life majors.
Vitalik Buterin, fucking 30 under 30, fucking.
Yeah.
You got an honorary doctorate. Like, imagine not going to a school and they're like, you're a doctor now. Like, that's the level of clout. I don't know, man.
Yeah, bro. I can't even get a PhD.
Give me the doctoral clout, like, just existing. I'm a doctor. What do? I'm at an Ethereum.
But since Ethereum was one, but to get back to this,
I run a quarter of the world. 1/5 of the Philippines ecosystem depends on something that runs on something that runs on something that I built.
That's right. And that's crazy to think about. All because World of Warcraft decided to do this. Thank you.
Scoring one man.
So we're gonna start our own. Actually, if anyone wants to join us on our World of Warcraft adventure, we're actually gonna start up our own characters. If anyone, and then World of Warcraft.
I've never played World of Warcraft in my life.
World of Warcraft. If you're listening, please get rid of our account once we hit too much. We want to invest.
Oh yeah.
I think we just need our time to glow. Everyone needs a come up story. For me and Court, I think our come up story.
You'll catch us on our Twitch stream. We're gonna be getting banned from World of Warcraft as fast as possible.
Yeah, we're gonna be streaming XXX videos. The hub,
what?
All that on our Twitch channel that we don't have.
Yes, sir.
But to get back to it, so Ethereum was one of the original networks. We went over that they didn't expect it to get this big, and as the normal price, everything. So Ethereum is basically the same thing as how would you explain Ethereum? It all runs on everything connects to one computer.
Yeah, it's kind of like Bitcoin, how everything that happened is sent to this big mesh network of computers, and whatever happens has happened. It's set in stone. But then Ethereum just has the benefit of smart contracts, so it's not just.
So it makes it more automatic.
Well, it's not just more automatic. It's also because Bitcoin's automatic too. You send, it happens, but it allows you to just do more stuff. Bitcoin's just, I send you a Bitcoin, you send me a Bitcoin. There's some money to be made in I don't know, supply and demand mechanics, sending it between each other. If the miners hoard it all and people can't use it, then it's not that useful because what are you using it for? These people are just holding it and just holding it. For Bitcoin to be as thriving as it could be, places need to accept it, people need to be trading it. It has the trust component of the people who know how it works, but they don't have the worldwide usage yet for it to be truly, I don't know, finding its appropriate price, be used widespread. Ethereum's a lot more usable right now because anybody could just write a program that does anything
and just put it on Ethereum.
Yeah, and as long as people agree that however it works, is fair to the people using it, you just use it.
And as we can talk about mining as a sub-topic real quick. So people do mine Ethereum right now, but when Ethereum 2.0 comes out, which is the next version of Ethereum, basically a faster and more improved version of what it is right now. There's the ending of you cannot mine Ethereum because of the way two things work. It's right now regular Ethereum runs on a proof of work type status, right?
Yeah, it's actually half and half right now. It was just proof of work. Now it's both proof of work and proof of stake. The rewards just get split between the people proportionally.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, as Courtney said, yeah, the other side would be proof of stake, which is basically
instead of using electricity / the miners to validate the transactions, it goes, you take the money you already have into currency. And proof of stake is different than proof of work because with proof of work, you're using the machines and the people racing to do the transactions to validate this happened. Where proof of stake, it goes, instead of a race, it's a random selection by people who have put up a certain amount of Ethereum. I think David said earlier it's 32 Ethereum you need to be a validator. And
I did not mention that. Yeah, it is 32 Ethereum. So a couple mil to be just to be a validator on the Ethereum 2.0.
Not a million. I think not 30 because 32 times 27, it's some amount of money. That's what.
It's a large amount of money.
700 grand.
It's a large amount of money.
Math. But yeah. But pretty much, so the validators are the people who are doing the same thing the miners are. They're validating transactions, ordering the blocks, et cetera, et cetera. And it's just simply, instead of you having the machine and needing to buy the machine to be selected as the person, as I said before, it's a race. You're racing to validate, but I'm just trying to make it easier to understand proof of stake. Proof of stake, instead of having the machine, you just have a buy-in price with the network, essentially. If you put up a certain amount of the token, you kind of get randomly selected out of all the rest of the validators to get picked to be the person doing the transaction. So to try to bring this high level again, to try to explain why mining exists in the first place, whenever you interact with a normal company, let's say Netflix or whatever, let's say, oh, you're paying your subscriptions to Netflix, blah, blah, blah. They hold all of that payment info, pretty much everything within their own servers. And it's pretty much just a trust that Netflix doesn't screw you over. And of course, if it's a public company with the government, the government could fuck over the company if they fuck you over.
Yeah, it's just basically, it's all a trust system.
Yeah, it's a trust system. We trust the government to make sure our dollars aren't trash, and then we trust the public companies to, I don't know, do what we ask them to do and do what they say they're going to do. this is just, I don't know, a different trust system developing in a way where you're not just trusting the word of people, you're trusting math that just exists. So instead of trusting people, you're trusting math.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much.
It's kind of more of a legit way of like proofing stuff, like just so you know you can't change history.
Exactly. Like it's just a different way of doing things, and that's why it comes with all the weird things that happen, because our system right now is pretty much just trusting a bunch of people and businesses, while with crypto it's just trusting the math. And of course there's the people element to it, like the validators and all that. Like you could kind of game the system a certain way, but as we said, it's really hard to do. Like for proof of work, you need to have a shit ton of computers. You need to be doing some world domination shit to take over Bitcoin at this point. Obviously the smaller proof of work coins, like I think we learned that Terra is
it's a proof of stake.
Sorry, almost caught myself. I think
Episode 4, link above.
Yeah, Ravencoin I think is proof of work, and obviously the smaller proof of work coins, if you just have more miners than the total that exists, you could pretty much just take them over, loot them. That's what's been happening with some of the smaller proof of work protocols. Pretty not early on, but like probably like 3 or 4 years ago now.
Yeah. It's been some time. Like also like a lot of news like on this Ethereum stuff. Remember to check up on like on recent news. Don't look at like stuff from like 2020 because a lot of stuff, a lot of things have changed.
This is moving light speed. Like the second you're done doing research, like there's more research to be done.
Mm-hmm. Since Ethereum was running with Ethereum, there's only a certain amount of transaction allowed per second, right? I think right now it's 15 per second, right?
It's not like allowed. It's
like
15, how much it could physically handle.
15 transactions per second is how much Ethereum can handle right now. And with Ethereum 2.0, they're going to really try to amp it up. But there's a lot of other programs out there, like a lot of other blockchains out there that try to copy Ethereum, but like run it on a faster rate. Like some examples would be like Cardano, Solana,
Polkadot,
Terra, but Polygon's a big one.
Yeah, Polygon's a layer 2.
But we'll talk about layer 2s and stuff like that in another place. But Solana is one of these interesting ones that we actually just read up about, and Courtney actually found out something that's actually pretty scary, that they can rearrange some of our history. Well,
kind of. Their consensus is pretty interesting. It was pretty interesting learning about it. So like most blockchains, they use proof of work where it's mining, or proof of stake where it's just like you have this amount of money. You're one of the random people selected to like pick the rules. I guess I forgot to mention with proof of stake, like even if you don't have that much money, you could put whatever money you do have to be a delegator, and you could delegate your money to a validator. So if there's a certain person that you see, it kind of works like the whole like Congress thing. Like you elect your congressman, like when you're a delegator, you just give your vote to the validator. All the blockchain and all of this is just replicating systems we have now. Oh, with math. That's pretty much all the shit is. Like everyone gets wrapped up in the complicated words and all that, but when you once you understand it, it's pretty much a way of thinking. Like you just think, oh, how can this exist? And then you just use the tools you have and just make it exist. Like it's
bro. Nothing exists without us behind it. You know.
Yeah, like as much as it's math, it's people too, and you got to realize that when you're like thinking about the space in general, like. You could think like, oh, all of these are this certain way. And it's like, well, why is it that way? Is it because the money's motivated that way? You always got to look for the source of things.
Right. It's also, we've been running for 50 minutes.
Damn, son.
So I think we got a pretty, let's wrap up on this. Just so we're clear.
Bitcoin and Ethereum consensus mechanisms.
Yeah. What Courtney said. The main things to really realize on this one. Remember, as we always say, do your own research and make sure you're always up to date on your research, because things are always changing at light speed.
Check out consensus mechanisms. Try to figure out how your cryptocurrencies stay like existent. Learn about blockchains. Learn as much as you can. Pretty much. I'm gonna be putting up TikToks. We're gonna be giving you tutorials pretty soon on the TikTok so that you can actually learn how to interact with the things we're talking about. Our goal is for you guys to learn about it, be able to do it, make it part of your life in some way. As we said in the last video, it completely makes sense. Like if you have a regular, if you're not investing at all, please invest in something. If all your money's just in cash or spending, like you're just losing your money because of governments doing whatever they want with the money. We're in the best country in the world, and our dollar is going down just like everyone else's dollars are going down.
We're going to air quote that just in case anyone wants to hate on that. We are air quote best country in the world.
We are the best country in the world, undisputable. We are the United States. Fuck all y'all.
Yo, we're kidding.
Jokes, obvious. There's no hate. YouTube guidelines. I need to learn YouTube guidelines. Yes.
Sarcasm.
Sarcasm. Obviously. I love America.
Remember, if you want to get into Bitcoin mining and Ethereum mining, now is a good time before it gets too late. Because as the later it gets, the more fees are eventually going to be coming up. With when it comes to mining,
you don't get feed for mining. It's just
no, but later on, like when it hits that 2140 mark. Well, actually, I can't tell you. You know what? We'll cut that part out. We didn't.
Yeah, because like
no, we're not continuing this sentence. We'll just go on.
Yeah.
What else?
They just run like it's just the community deciding what to do at that point because it's like there's no more Bitcoin to pay to people running the machines, but at that point it's 2100. Like Bitcoin's either dead or it's alive, and if it's alive, it has to be doing fantastic.
All right, yeah.
Like I don't know, like it's weird. Like I want to see what like the researchers and shit are thinking for like 2140.
What else can we say? I think that we got a good episode out of this.
Next episode, definitely want to catch you guys up on how the other L1 networks work. I consider Bitcoin, Dogecoin, it's its own L1. Dogecoin is not on Ethereum, it's its own thing. Shiba is on Ethereum. Like that's things that you'll start to catch up on. Like it's not just all of these are different coins. It's an investment market. I'm just buying these different things to buy things. It's like, oh, this is a platform. This token does this for this platform. If I buy this, this is how this interacts with this. A lot of the bad money plays that I made was literally just buying the wrong token. Like if you
got to do your research.
Yeah, you really got to know what you're buying, look into the things you're doing, and I don't know. That's how you stay safe and make money here.
Yeah, and remember, keep checking us out. Thank you, everybody who's been listening and watching.
Thank you.
We really appreciate that. Next week, we talk about more about crypto. With a lot of layer 1 and layer 2. It's pretty late right now. We're going to Philly tomorrow. Our cameraman is at the train station as of this exact moment, so.
Yes, sir.
When I told you I was coming, we're 20 minutes away.
20 minutes away. You gotta catch the cameraman.
Yeah, all right. Make sure to like and subscribe. Follow us on Spotify. Give us a follow on TikTok. Follow our socials.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, we'll see you next week.
Have a good night, folks.
And I feel like I made it. I made it.
Well, I'm feeling like I made